Hello and welcome to the Optimal IELTS YouTube channel. I'm Jamie and this video's topic is copying and plagiarism, which is a common topic on the IELTS exam. Let's begin.
How has technology changed the way people copy each other?
Well, first of all, it's made it much quicker and much easier, and the process of copying is now far simpler than it ever was before, because technology allows you to emulate, to outright duplicate and to imitate people's work so much easier than you ever could do before, simply because that with devices such as a smartphone, it's much simpler to just take a photograph or to scan and then pretend that it's actually your original work. Do people in your country often copy each other?
Yeah, I think so. Social conformity is deeply ingrained in my culture. It manifests in everything, starting from fashion trends to career choices. And overall, I think people gravitate toward what is socially validated in the country, which is why different trends gain such traction. What laws about plagiarism are there in your country?
Well, in truth, I'm not sure there are too many laws about plagiarism, because plagiarism means copying, and that could be fraud. However, if you're in a school or a university, plagiarism is a very serious offence, and you have to be ultra careful not to misappropriate someone's work as your own. You also have to be very careful with citations. When you're writing and you're quoting somebody's work, then you must make it explicit that this is the person that you're referencing to. Another potential problem is self-plagiarism. Of course, you can't just copy work that you've already done and pretend that it's new. Everything that you do has to be cited, has to be referenced, and has to be explained, so anybody who reads your work understands completely and easily where it originally comes from. Is it important for people to copy each other?
Well, in truth, it depends what type of copying we're talking about. I mean, there is a fine line between, for example, mimicry and just simply replicating without critical thought. I mean, mimicry is a fundamental part of toddlers' development, where imitation plays a crucial role in language acquisition and skills development. But if you just, counterfeit something or forge something, then it's not a good idea.
Will intellectual property theft become more common in the future?
Arguably it's here, but unfortunately due to advancements in technologies, it's highly likely that the problem will only aggravate. I mean, nowadays there is market saturation with different knocks off, and I suppose it will only continue in the future, but I mean, fingers crossed, maybe intellectual property laws will try to mitigate this issue.
Copying. Okay, so we're going to go through a list of words and phrases here that will help to explain copying. To replicate, or a replica. This is an exact copy. To parrot. Yes, it is the same spelling as the bird, but it means to regurgitate information, usually without actually understanding everything you're saying. To mimic. Okay, so she has an uncanny ability to mimic someone's mannerisms, so to copy what they're doing. To reinvent yourselves. Well, that means to start again. To pattern yourself on someone or something. So this might be a fashion sense. So maybe there is a celebrity that you like and you copy the way that they look. That is to pattern yourself. To emulate or emulation. This is when you are trying to copy somebody. A deeply rooted inclination to copy. Okay, this is a characteristic that you might have where you just enjoy copying somebody. The mirror image of, well, this is an exact copy. A mere imitation. Okay, this is another word for a knockoff, or a copy that isn't of the same standard as the original. An outright duplication. Well, this, you're not even pretending that you've copied somebody or something. You are being very brazen about it and very open. I've copied this. A knockoff. Well, a knockoff is a low quality imitation, usually of a popular brand. A copycat. Again, this is not a cat that purrs and meows. A copycat is someone who copies exactly what someone else is doing.
So let's continue our copying list. So you can use the phrase like-minded. So maybe it's sometimes difficult to say whether you have copied someone or not, because you can just be like-minded people and you can have the same thoughts. Well, if you copy someone and that is illegal, then you can say to forge. You can say forge money, and so, or forge paintings, and then use a noun, a forgery. So this painting is just a forgery. To counterfeit, and a noun, a counterfeit. So you can also use this word in the same sense. Anti-counterfeiting. So basically maybe these are some rules or policy that protect from copying. Anti-piracy. So basically when we use the word piracy, we refer to copying films and music. So anti-piracy policies means there are some rules that protect intellectual property. Here are 3 idioms that you can use to talk about copying. A carbon copy, it means the exact copy. To take a leaf out of someone's look, so it means to copy something. And the last one, to be cut from the same cloth. You can use this phrase to talk about people, kind of these siblings are cut from the same cloth. If something is not a copy, then you can use the adjective original, so it is original. Or you can use a noun originality. Genuine, authentic, innovative, or it is one of a kind.
Okay, it's time for a game. So, in this game, you have to decide, is it a copy or an original? Number 1, look at the screen. Is this painting an original or a forgery? Okay, this time it is an original. It is Salvador Dali's The Persistence of Memory. Second picture. Okay, so are these trainers authentic or a knockoff? Well, hopefully you realize that Abibas is a knockoff. Okay, our third and final photo. Is this genuine or a forgery? Okay, I have to be honest, I'm not an expert in bags, but I have been assured this is a genuine.
So we have one more task for you. Complete the sentences with the words from the box. And you can see all the answers at the end of our video.
Okay, let's talk about some plagiarism vocabulary. Okay, we'll start with to plagiarize. To plagiarize means to copy, to take someone's work without crediting that you have used it. It's mostly used in the written form, so you've copied sentences or paragraphs. Don't do that. Always tell everybody where you got it from. Intellectual property infringement. This is quite a big problem in technology. It's usually when one company has copied an idea from another company and not paid them the money to do so. Verbatim reproduction. Well, this could be a good thing or a bad thing, but it's the ability to copy word for word from memory. Paraphrasing without attribution or citation. Again, this is kind of similar to plagiarism. Remember, whenever you use somebody else's work, you have to give them the credit. You can't copy and not say where it's from. Misappropriation of ideas. Well, a misappropriation of ideas, again, this is a part of the same tapestry of plagiarism, of paraphrasing without attribution. You need to be clear to where your idea came from. You can't just claim credit if it's not an original idea. Patchworking. Okay, so patchworking. This means copying parts of the text with slight modifications. And self-plagiarism. Well, you can't copy yourself and not explain that you're using work from an earlier piece.
Let's talk about plagiarism in business. So, first thing first, corporate espionage. So, basically, different companies are rivals and they try to copy each other. Product infringement. So, it's basically copying the other good or product. Trade dress violation. So, it means copying the visual appearance of a product. Derivative work. So it means you tweak a bit the product, but it still is similar to the original. A blatant rip-off. It's an obvious copy. Market saturation with knockoffs. So it means there are so many knockoffs on the market that you can hardly find the original. Dear subscribers, here is the task for you. Look at the screen. Here are the sentences. Please read them and choose the correct word that fits the gap. You can see all the answers at the end of our video.